thank you for joining us here at the class of 1923 arena. We are here as Rhode Island gets ready to take on Drexel University. I'm Dan Conard. I'll have your call this afternoon. Drexel, well, they fell to Rhode Island last night at a final of 5-1. They're looking for revenge here this afternoon and hoping to even up this home and this two-game series here at home at 1. Drexel last night gave up 3 goals in that first period. They were able to score 1 themselves in the second, but then eventually gave up 2 more to Rhode Island. Drexel, well, they did a nice job last night, and they would need to start out strong here this afternoon. If Drexel could start out strong, they can carry that momentum into the first period as well into the second. They need to put a stop to this Rhode Island team. They're fast and they can catch Drexel off guard, as they do many teams, by getting behind the defense, behind the offenseman, and that allows them for a key breakaway. 3 of Rhode Island's goals last night came in that sense, where they were able to just get a step ahead of the Drexel University's players and able to find 3 pucks in the back of the net. Drexel, well, their physical game threw Rhode Island off a little bit last night later in the third period. That physicality should hopefully be seen throughout this entire game, but in order to do so, they have to be smart about it. Drexel is going to have to play tight hockey, prevent Rhode Island from getting any momentum and slowing down the speed that they have. If they can do that, it should be a great game for Drexel. We'll take a short break here, and when we come back, we'll have your lineups and your national anthem. Here, the class of 1923 arena as Rhode Island University gets ready to take on Drexel. I'm Dan Connor with the call this afternoon. Drexel looking to tie this series up and make it 1-1. Here's the opening face-off. It's going to be controlled right now by Rhode Island before it bounces out into the Drexel bench. Drexel gave up 3 goals in the opening period last night against this team. They were able to get 1 in the second, and then eventually go 2 more to lose a final of 5-1. Rhode Island with it along the far side. They pass it up through the middle, banking it in further. There's Cordero, and then it's gathered back behind the bench or back behind the net and spun around the near boards for the bench. This one flipped all the way down, and an icing will be called at 19:38 to go. Drexel looking to come out strong and cut down the fastness of this Rhode Island team. Their speed hurt Drexel a little bit last night as they were able to capitalize on some key advantages early on. This one flipped ahead. It's poked in further. Kaczynski into the corner. His whole backhanded along. It's on the near side now. It's Harris there. Harris battling for the puck. He centers it all the way across. Getting there is Lazine. Lazine floats it into the corner. He tries to backhand her along, but he's held up momentarily before two players come spinning down the ice on the near side. One was McGinley. A whistle will be blown and we'll have a trip. So it'll be McGinley to the box. 2 minutes for tripping. He went down himself, and Drexel needing to prevent Rhode Island from scoring here. They cannot allow Rhode Island to get the early momentum as they did carry it well into the game last night. Rhode Island has the puck over at the far side. They're looking for a lane of traffic. They elect to send it into the corner. A play catch over there. It's ball along the near side. It's on the stick of Bell. Bell looking, sends it across, firing. The net comes dislodged. The puck was loose. The whistle's blown with 18:55. Rhode Island does an outstanding job with the quick passes back and forth and makes sure that the goalie is on their toes as they have to go from post to post. Net's fixed. They're ready for another face-off. This time it's won by Drexel and sent all the way back down as they're able to clear the zone. Rhode Island sets back up. They move up with it. It's Bell with it along the near side. It's poked away from him, though, by Castor. But no damage is done as Rhode Island's able to gather it right back. Rhode Island with it there over the far side. They'll spin it around the boards over the near way. Gathering and holding there was Mullen, and then it's eventually sent in on net. All at the stick there by Cordero, and then gathered in the corner. This one sent back over to the far point. Back over to the near side now to Bell. Bell sends one through, but getting a stick on that was Carver, and that allows Drexel to clear, go off on a change. 18:02 to go here in the first period, 48 seconds on this man advantage. Drexel looking to prevent a goal here on this power play for Rhode Island as they had the puck. They backhanded it along deep. Gathering back behind the net, there's Lockwood. Lockwood sends it out to the far side. Looking, brings it to the near side to Bell. Bell tries to center it across, but getting a stick and clearing is Quinn. Great kill so far by this Drexel team. They have 20 seconds to go on this man advantage. This one dropped off and set ahead now. Moving up with it and taking it into the corner there is Cordero. Cordero sends it across as it was a bouncing puck that was poked away from him. Tried to send it in deep, was Florin. Down to the final 3 seconds on a man advantage. And we're back to 5-on-5 hockey. So great penalty kill. But Rhode Island not done yet as they get a shot that's blocked aside into the corner. Giovanni was able to get his body on that one with 17 minutes to go. Drexel moving up with it now. This one will be sent the length of the ice, and then icing will be called. Nocerino in between the pipes this afternoon for Drexel. He's had his work cut out for him so far. Just 2 shots on goal, as only 2 shots made its way to the net, but there was a lot of pressure in the Drexel end. Face-off one here by Drexel. They have control back behind their own net. They're ready. They're going to move up. And this one sent it ahead. It's on to the stick there. Eisler. Eisler looking. Sends it across. It hits off the outside of the cage. And then it's eventually brought back up the other side as Sprung's able to keep it in at the far point. This one set ahead though and just chipping it in further. There was Godfrey, and then going back forward is Black. Black backhanding it along now to the near side. And then Drexel's going to move up with it. It's on to the stick there of Lazine. Lazine runs through traffic out through center. And Barrett lost sight of the puck as it was near him, but that allows Rhode Island to move up with it. This one hits off the goaltender and into the near side. The open net, he wasn't sure where it went. Was no Sereno, but no damage done, so it went all the way to the boards. We're back now with Kozitsky. Kozitsky backhands it along, tries to get on the stick of McGinley. McGinley served his 2-minute penalty for tripping. 15:52 to go as this one's dumped in further and out to the other side. Gathering, trying to send it across, is brought back over to the near side. Unable to keep it in there was Birkin as that one just skipped over a stick. 3 shots so far for Rhode Island, none for Drexel. Birkin trying to clear. That's a mistake as we had Peschel who was able to get his stick on it, but then it was blocked aside. Having trouble getting in the zone there was Bell. Bell has it poked away from him into the corner. And it's eventually backhanded out through center, and that allows Drexel to retouch and get their bearings once more. This one sent around to the boards. It's kept in at that near point. Castor, he just banks it in further. Hold, give chase. Drexel will go off on the change. Castor has the puck. He falls down. No call. There will be a call as the hand went up late. Drexel with control. They send one through traffic. Now pops out in front. A high stick now. If Rhode Island would play it, but Drexel's still with it. Drexel sends one in. It bounces away. Rhode Island still can't gain control. It's back at the near point to Sambuco. Sambuco gives it off to Castor. Castor sends it across now. This one fired towards the net. The puck left out in front. It was still loose, but the referees lost sight, and a lot of extra pushing and shoving at the end. Now your question is, on that late hit and to continue pushing and shoving, will there be 2 Rhode Island players to the box? Shaw with the late hit, he's still going at it. There is a tripping call right now. That one going against Rhode Island on Castor. And as Shaw goes to the penalty box, he points to the benches, has words to exchange, and Sabot also to the box. Sabot for tripping and Shaw for a cross check. So it will be 5-on-3 for the next 2 minutes. A perfect opportunity for Drexel to gain momentum here early on and put their team up. Still tied, 2 shots for them right now. They had a perfect opportunity this last shift as they went strong. Face off one here by Drexel. Blackwood, Black sends it across. Fire towards the net, left down in front, but won't go. It's saved back at the point. Black with it now at the near side. Black backhands it along into the corner before he gets it right back. He gives it off to Harris. Harris looking, sends it across, trying to center it back out to Black, who's looking for his first goal this season. This one trickles towards the net, and we have more pushing and shoving after the whistle. Face off with the left of the goaltender. We see Castor having a discussion with the referee. Harris at a face-off circle, sends it back to Castor. Castor gets it right back from Black, and he sends one, but just didn't get all of the puck, as this one's going to be cleared all the way back down, wide into Sereno. He'll come out of his net and casually send it over to Black. Drexel moving up with it now is Kozitsky with it. Kozitsky stops at the blue line. He sends it back. Black with it, sends it across to Castor. Castor looking, him and Black are playing catch. This one sent right to the right of the goaltender. Moving back out with it is Harris. Harris sends it across. Castor waiting, drops it off to Harris. Harris spins out of danger, didn't have a lane. 1 minute left on the man advantage. This one flew towards the net and seen through traffic as it's clubbed in hell with 56 seconds to go. A strong few minutes here. These past 3 minutes have been all Drexel. as they had that momentum going into the zone, were able to draw a tripping penalty, and then eventually got another with the cross check, the late hit there. Gather now, sending it over, poking it towards the net, goes off the outside of the cage as it was onto the stick of Mudrick. Sent over to the far side, brought over to the near way now. They're going to continue to play catch. Holding, looking, sending it over, playing it right back. And this one floated towards the net and out of play. Birkin with the puck now. He sends it across. Holding. Gives right back to Birkin. Birkin looking. Sends it across once more. This one floated towards the net, but a player down to a knee allows it to be blocked, and then it's eventually cleared into the Drexel bench. Face-off will stay in the Rhode Island zone. McKinley into the face-off circle. It's won by Drexel. Birkin with it. Birkin puts to the net. 14 seconds as he fires this one wide. Garrett in the corner. Down to the final 8 seconds here. Drexel looking. Tries to send it across. And this one poked out through center. And that one will pretty much kill the main advantage. So Drexel with some great opportunities. They take the lead on the shot clock now. But it's back to even strength hockey with 12:28 to go. This one floated along into the corner. Moving back there with it now is Rhode Island, and they're checked hard into the boards. That was Crane going in hard. This one sent back out to the point. A shot coming off the stick. A bouncing puck is about the near side as Drowan gave a shot that was lost by both the referee, linesman, but not the goaltender as much, as he was able to kick it into the corner, and this one's eventually deflected out. Strong hockey by both sides at this point. Sprung into the face-off circle. Sprung wins the face-off. It's sent back ahead to him. Home move up. Will flip it in and give chase. This one flipped into the boards. Eisler there with Sprung. Eisler kicks it back. Sprung takes the player down along the boards, and then it's eventually onto the stick there of Sabot. Sabot moving up with it. He sends it across out through center. As home move up further, there is Gaudiso. And then it's eventually floated into the corner where Sabot is able to get back, grab it, and stay on his feet as he was able to dodge a hit from Sprung. He takes it around, tries a wraparound shot. The rebound doesn't go as Nocerino was there to close the near post, and then it eventually came off its marks with 11:24. Rhode Island able to get around a few Drexel players like they had been last night, but Drexel ready for it here so far in this game, as they have been able to erase not necessarily what is a mistake, but a fast-paced Rhode Island team. McKinnon into the face-off circle. For Rhode Island, it will be McGinley for Drexel University, the captain. Face-off one here by Rhode Island. It's brought back, sent along the boards and around. And McGinley back with it behind. He tried to center it up, but it's called up at the blue line. The shot does come off, but it's just poked into the corner with no damage done. This one sent back out to the far point. Feigning on a shot there, forced them along the boards, and now it's on a stick of McGinley. McGinley moving up, almost had an odd man rush there. No icing will be called, as it was Harris trying to go back and gather it just to the left of the net. This one floated out through center and down. Gathering there with it is Black. Black in his shift had a great opportunities the last time they were out there. Black waiting out. McGinley trying to play the puck. We have a whistle that's blown. And it appears that we have in all sides. .39 to go here. Face-off one here by Rhode Island. They tried to float it out through center as they played it back, and then eventually it is kicked along. Black brings it over to the near side of Urbani. Urbani looking, and he'll take a hard hit into the board, but he's still able to stay in the play. This one, though, eventually backhanded along. Going back for it is Lockwood. Lockwood has it. He tries to kick it along and play it to himself. He's able to, but then has to run through traffic and the referee before he's able to gather and send it back out to the far point, and then eventually comes over to the near side. This one floated in, doesn't hit the net as it hits off of Lockwood and into the corner. This one eventually floated around the boards onto the stick there now with Drowan. Drowan sends one up. That just floats high into the air. And now Urbani moving up with it. Urbani sends one towards the net. That's poked into the corner and into the safety netting. 9:50 to go here. The first period of play. We're at the class of 1923 arena. Rhode Island won the first game yesterday. A final score of 5-1. We were scoreless through the midway point here. Bell tied up after the face-off, so he couldn't get to the puck. As Rhode Island with it now. Spinning out of danger there is Lacrosse, and then it's eventually set back down where Perkins going to have to go back, and they're going to rule that it was played on an icing. Oh, an offensive zone face-off for Drexel University. Some of the Rhode Island players not happy about it, pleaded their case to the linesman. Drexel's going to take the face-off to the left of the goaltender. Face-off one there by Genovese. It's sent over to the near side there to Birkin. Birkin sends it wide intentionally, tries to get to Genovese. Birkin has it, sends it across, trying to get it onto the stick of Bell, but it was intercepted by Rhode Island before Drexel's able to gather it back out through center. Then he moved back in with it. It's on the stick of Mudrick. Mudrick looking, sends it back. Genovese firing, but it's blocked out in front. Genovese backhands it along the boards. It dies behind the referee. He has to take a step up as players go into the corner, and then it's eventually gathered and moved back out with 8:57 to go. This one skipping past Drexel's there. Here comes his shot that's kicked aside into the corner by Nocerino, and that is where we're talking about, where we see Rhode Island who's able to take a bouncing puck and get behind the Drexel players and force an odd man rush. It was a 2-on-1, but they were able to erase any danger. This one flew towards the net on the far side, and it's seen all the way and held to force a whistle. Face off to the right of Nocerino, won by Drexel. They'll send it around to Urbani. Urbani sends it off to Eisler. Eisler banks it off the glass, and it's played along right in front of Drexel's bench. Trying to get in there is Barrett. Barrett able to bounce it off the boards, but it falls onto the stick of the men in blue. Black, he uses his body as he goes into the corner, is able to keep the puck away from Rhode Island. This one brought over to the near side. Bounces off there, and then eventually just single stick poke out through center ice. Both teams going to the corner now. Urbani saw them move, and he stayed firm as he's able to gather. Back behind the net, he's getting direction from Nocerino where the players are, and then sends it over to the far corner. Going back to Urbani. Urbani sends it back out, and then it's backhanded along by Eisler into the Drexel end. Sprung sends it back behind the net, and then Barrett tries to send it back to him, but Sprung's tied up, and the puck sits behind Rhode Island's end. They are able to move it up out through center. This one trickles in wide as both teams are going to go off on the change. Drexel only getting a partial change. Falling down to the ice there is a player. After a nice strong check, but he's back up and in the mix, and that was Black, and we're going to have a penalty called. And it's going to be a tripping call on Black. Drexel already able to kill off one penalty. They're looking to do the same here. Gathering and moving up with us, Rhode Island. Rhode Island sends it over. They wanted it along the near side, but they didn't get it. This one set into the corner, but it hits off the stick as the pass was just a little too hard. It's sent out to the far point. Eventually brought over to the near side, giving him right back, and then sent over by Bell. Bell gets it back. He's playing catch. It's brought over to the near way now and trying to send it back to Bell with Shaw, but he feigned on the pass, and then eventually he's able to send one over that goes towards the net. The rebound left out in front that goes high and wide. A rebound left there again when Sereno does a great job of closing the near side. Bell with it, sends it over, fired towards the net, left out in front and swept away there by Drexel. That was Hoover with the sweep. It's sent over again now. Bell with it back out the blue line. Bell moving up along the boards. He's going to go towards the net. He did have Shaw wide open, and he elected to shoot, and then it's eventually knocked out the center, and that allows Drexel to go off on a change. 6 minutes to go, 52 seconds here in the man advantage at the class of 1923 arena. 7 shots aside for both teams. Moving up there with his Mullerin. Mullerin sends it across and a weak backhanded shot, but Cordero does not go. This will be the last game for Drexel University until after the holiday season. They will come back in mid-January. Face off one here by Rhode Island. They float one towards the net, trying to get Cordero to deflect it along the way in, but it just bounced off his skate into the corner. He has it now, sends it along the forehand on the near side. Forehand sends it across and asks for it right back. He gets it, floats it towards the net. It didn't make its way all the way through, but swept out by Sereno and then down the length of the ice. The goaltender fanning on his pass there, so that allows Drexel to gather. They try to center it out, but Lazine unable to get a stick on it, and now Rhode Island has numbers. A 3-on-1, but poked into the corner there by Birkin, and he does a nice job of playing the puck. We're back to even hockey. It looked like Rhode Island had a great chance, but Birkin able to poke that one aside. This one floated towards the net. It's eventually knocked into the corner. That allows Drexel to come up with it. Drexel sends it in, and then a whistle's blown on an offside call. What a play there. Drexel in danger of going down by one as we're still tied here with 4:51 to go. Puck just lays there after the face-off, and then it's eventually Rhode Island who gains control. So it glided off the boards and eventually trickled ahead now just in front of the half boards of the Drexel bench. Drexel with possession now. They move up. It's Mudrick that glides it along. This one floated towards the net. Left down in front from Mudrick, but his stick just lifted and he could not get a handle on the puck. Back the other way comes Rhode Island now. Rhode Island floats one, but it's Black that bounces it into the corner before it's eventually given onto the stick of Jimmy Jacobs. Jacobs sends it up there to Mudrick. Mudrick has it on the near side, just crosses the blue line. He'll pass the puck ahead, get it right back as he'll lose his footing though and possession of the puck, which allows Rhode Island to float it in, and they'll go off on the change. Harris with it over now. It's sent up further, but just out of the reach there of Kazitsky as Rhode Island's able to flip it back the other way. Sereno backhands it along. He gives it onto the sticks there. Urbani sends it over the near way. Gathering a holding is Bell for Drexel, and then it's eventually floated along, but onto the stick there of McCausey, and then eventually floated back in wide of Nocerino and on an icing call. With 3:22 to go here, the first period of play, we are still scoreless. Both sides have played great hockey up to this point. Face-off won there by Rhode Island. It is Shaw with possession. He sends it up the boards, and then it's eventually floated in, back behind where Nocerino is able to gather, spin it back, and out of danger. Drexel moving up with numbers now. It is sent along. Sambuco with it. Sambuco affected by the linesman, as he was not able to get a pass off to Kaczynski as the lineman got into the way of that one. This one backhanded in. Gathered as Rhode Island's electing to go off on a change and allow Drexel to move up further with it. They send it over to the far side and eventually poked ahead. Ladled down in front and wisely held there by Nocerino as a bouncing puck and players out of position would have forced a tough opportunity if they would have continued. Sprung into the face-off circle. It's won by Rhode Island, though. They flip this one towards a hitch off the skate just over the crossbar and it is safety netting. .238 to go, 7 shots aside. Drexel gathering, and Eisler tries to take it back the other way, but then he's knocked down. This one's centered out to the far point, floated in, hits someone along the way, never makes its way to Nocerino as it's deflected wide. This one pitchforked out through center and down as it skitters into the goal crease. For the puck in the corner now. It's Rhode Island that comes up with it. Rhode Island has possession. They turn, they fire, and that deflection just goes wide. The post was open. The shot from Mullerin hit off the skate and just missed that near post opportunity. Lazine has the puck. Backhands it along. He'll give chase. Costura will go with him. This one sent over the far way though. Then it's eventually floated out through center and bounced off the boards, but out of the reach there, Jacobs, as it was floated along the boards, but then Jacobs tries to ladle it up, but then it's blocked aside from him before it's eventually gathered back behind the net. Rhode Island with it. Rhode Island sends one towards the net that goes high and wide and off the glass. Costura floats it along. You'll have to step back and avoid a hit. But Drexel able to gain control. Down to the 1 minute and 5 seconds. This one banked off the boards. Kept there at the blue line. It was Lockwood that kept it in. Lockwood with it in the corner. He backhands it behind the net. It is Jacobs to the far side. Down to the final minute of play. Here comes a shot that hits off the glove and avoids the near post as Nocerino wipes his helmet. It's that one. Here's Black with it now. Drexel moving up. It's ladled along to McGinley. McGinley looking, tries to send one towards the net before and gotten it away. Drexel trying to float it across for and in the way again as this one eventually will be trickled out through center and on to the stick there of Lockwood. Lockwood floats it in towards the net as Rhode Island goes off on a change. 21 seconds to go. A long pass goes all the way down. It's Kaczynski back to get it. Kaczynski tries to spin it around to Sambuco, but he can't get there. Now Sambuco does have it. Centers down in front, trying to get it on the stick of Harris, but it goes all the way across. Throw it over to the near side. Here comes the shot. That one off of Carver. Carver gets right back. 4 seconds to go. That's floated through the blue paint and all the way through. And we will end this first period scoreless. Wonderful opportunities for Drexel, but unfortunately, they're not able to capitalize here. They should, though. Feel great about themselves and have a lot of momentum as we head in to the second period of play.
The 4 Points by Sheraton, Winnipeg South. Conveniently located on South Pembina Highway near the Trans-Canada Bypass and 1 hour from the U.S. border crossing. Offering a saltwater pool, hot tub, 24-hour fitness center, restaurant, and lounge.
Well, if you're just joining us or missed part of that first period of play, you missed a lot. Drexel and Rhode Island both playing physical hockey here this afternoon, both of them having outstanding attempts and back and forth play by both. But probably the most important play for Drexel in that first period was Birkin. There was a 3-on-1 developing. He stayed back and he was able to poke the puck away at the last minute before the opportunity arose for Rhode Island to send that one towards the net. It was a close call. He was able to poke it into the corner and erase any danger, and the crowd here gave him a standing ovation. Drexel doing a great job killing that first penalty as they went down the man early in the game. Not something that they are looking to do, as Rhode Island is able to capitalize on most of their penalties and able to play a physical game and a fast game during their power play. There's great attempts by Drexel as well. As they were getting ready to go up a man, they were able to remove the goaltender and play a lot of hockey in Rhode Island's end. 3 or 4 attempts came off, but unfortunately Drexel just not able to capitalize, but they showed that their speed and physicality there were going to prove to be a great opportunity. And in doing so, they provided some frustration for that Rhode Island team, because what was eventually a trip turned into a cross-checking as well, as it was a late hit back behind the play. Drexel finally doing a great job at erasing the plays back behind them that Rhode Island is able to produce. It's not intentional that Drexel gets called off guard, as it shouldn't be, but Rhode Island is able to play fast hockey and finds a way to just beat their opponent by a half a step. Drexel looking to continue to come out strong in the second period. When we come back, we'll have your second period of action.
The 4 Points by Sheraton, Winnipeg South. Conveniently located on South Pembina Highway near the Trans-Canada Bypass and 1 hour from the U.S. border crossing. Offering a saltwater pool, hot tub, 24-hour fitness center, restaurant, and lounge.
Back here to class of 1923 arenas, we have the start of second period action in a scoreless game between Rhode Island and Drexel. This puck floats all the way back down in this arena. It's Lezine with it. Lezine moves it up, tries to get off to McGinley. McGinley mishandled, but it's able to be erased and then sent over. Puck bounces off the boards there, away from Drexel, and then eventually poked back in, but on a delayed offsides as Kazitsky was not able to retouch in time. This one floated ahead now into the corner where Lezine's going to go back and just casually bank it around the boards. This one sent over to the far side right there at the blue line. Eventually set back up where McKinnon is trying to get it back into the Drexel end before it's eventually gathered by Birkin and sent along. This one floated ahead and Kazitsky with a tap as he was going towards the net allowed the puck to deflect up, but right into the goaltender's mitt. Castor into the face-off circle here for Drexel. We'll lose it to Rhode Island as Drudge tries to skitter it along. This one brought back up now. It's Cud with it. Cud fires it across, and this one sent towards the net. It hits off of Nocerino. A rebound left out. That's eventually poked into the corner. Moving up with it again there is Cud. Cud drops it off in the corner to try to get a stick of Cordero. And Cordero's having some trouble as Drexel's able to backhand it along and out. And this one hits off of the box right in front of the Rhode Island bench as Black float, or rather as Jacobs floats this one towards the net to force a whistle. 18:31 to go here in a scoreless hockey game. Castor into the face-off circle. He wins the face-off. It's on the stick now, Sambuco. Sambuco takes out Bell back behind the net. He gathers the puck and runs it into the referee's skate. Jacob sends it along to Castor. Castor gives it right back to Sambuco, and we have a whistle as the net comes off, and showing his frustration there is Sambuco as he thought it was done intentionally. We saw the net come off quite a few times last night. They just don't seem to be stable enough into the ice. Genovese with the face-off win there. But then it's quickly given up and floated back out through center before it's backhanded along in. And he'll do so on an icing. $19 shots for Rhode Island thus far in this game. 9 for Drexel. They were even in shots at one point for a while. Then Rhode Island able to put more pucks on net as the later part of that first period went on. Bell floats one towards the net from the near point. Getting back there is Riccoletti. And then this one sent around to the far side. This one fired through traffic, but does not go as it's sent up and out. Bell back for it. Bell gathers, tries to dodge a hit, is able to stay on his feet, and then eventually he's taken out of the play. This one flew along onto the stick there, Mudrick. Mudrick one-hands the puck along into the Drexel zone. He sends it across. The shot coming off of Hoover there, but he was unable to get enough behind it to do any real damage. Moving up with it now, there is Sabo. Sabo sends it along the near side where he'll gather himself again. He tries to center it out in front. but Sprung was there. Sprung sends it along, trying to get it onto the stick there. Barrett, but it was just a little too far ahead for him. And then this one backhanded by Sabo into the Drexel zone. Drexel, though, able to gather as the puck took a weird bounce off the boards, and it's eventually brought along to the near side. This one flew along to Barrett. Backhanded, Barrett takes it out of the air and then backhands it along, and then eventually get her back behind the net by Birkin. Birkin looking, ladles one up high into the air, trying to get it onto the stick there of Barrett. He's able to interrupt it with escape, but can't control, which allows Rhode Island to come back the other way. So set over the far side, floated towards the net, kicked into the corner as that one came off of Gaudiso, and then eventually gathered looking, sent over to the 4-point, floated towards the net. It takes a couple redirections before it's eventually brought back out. This one sent back in, never makes it towards the net as it's kicked aside with 16:15 to go, and this one is a backhanded pitchfork out through center and down, so Drexel can get off on the change. So backhanded up through center is poked off at the blue line. That allows McGinley to move in with it. McGinley looking. He has Harris with him. He tried to pass it along himself, but it got caught up in his skate. And he allowed Drexel, or Rhode Island rather, to come back. Here's a shot that goes high and over the glove hand. Sent out to the near point. Sent through traffic there by Judge. And eventually trickles out as they'll backhand it along, but delay offside call. Rhode Island retouches. Drexel moving up with it. They give a long pass to McGinley. McGinley's interrupted there by Judge. It was a battle for along the near board, but Mullen able to come in and erase any opportunity there for Drexel as this was sent back in deep into their own end. It's Harris with it now, the leading goal scorer here for Drexel University. Oh, poke it along. Gathering back behind the net there was Drowan. Drowan has some trouble clearing it out, but it's eventually assisted by his teammates as it's in the far corner. Urbani, though, able to keep it in, floats one towards the net. It's Harris there. Harris tried to direct it on net, but directed it just behind, and now Rhode Island able to clear. Rhode Island moving up, giving chase there is Carver. Carver sends a hard hit into the corner. They don't like it. It's extra there, and it will be a penalty now. This coming on Mullerin. Mullerin did not like Carver's hit. He gave a little extra after, and that's what he gets called for. We talked about Drexel playing some smart hockey and not taking penalties, and they've done that. The penalties that they have taken have just been simple mistakes, but nothing more. And we look at Rhode Island, who is allowing the physicality of this game to get the better of them. Sambuco with it. He floats it towards the net, and it'll force another whistle. Drexel would love to take the lead with a power play goal here. McGinley wins the face-off. It's sent ahead, given back to Sambuco. Sambuco through traffic, trying to get a redirection off of Jacobs, but Jacobs just a little too close to the goaltender in order to redirect that puck. We'll do it again. Choppy face-off there as this one sent all the way back down. Birkin along the near side. McGinley trying to send it off further, but Birkin's going to have to play it back. Birkin drops it off there to McGinley. McGinley moving up with it now. He just crosses the blue line. He tries to send one towards the net, and the goaltender, as he backs up, knocks the net off. The referees at the stands looking for a delay of game call. They're not going to get it. Some of the other net dislodgements did look intentional by Rhode Island. That one, however, denied as the goaltender was just backing up and hit the post. Harris redirecting Castor where to go. Harris loses the faceoff though. And this one's sent around to the near side. Castor able to keep it in. He backhands to the long, but right on to the men in blue. They'll float along as they go off on a change. 54 seconds left on the man advantage. 13-23 here in this second period. Kozitsky with it now. Kozitsky, one hand to the long, takes it back behind the net, tries to come back out the other side, but he's forced along the far boards. He gives it off to Black. Black gives it up to the near hash mark. Looking, waiting is Castor. Castor gives it back to Black. A Black will patiently wait before giving it back to Kozitsky as they'll play catch. Kozitsky holding, looking, gives it to Black. Castor calling for it, but Black takes it up into the near corner. And then eventually floats this one towards the net, does Harris. But it's blocked aside. It's kept it at the far point. Giving it to Castor. Castor sends one in. That one goes wide. Black along the boards now. 8 seconds left on the main advantage. Black has it. Down to the final 6 seconds. Gives it back to Kozitsky. Kozitsky sends one in that bounces high. And we're back to 5-on-5 hockey. So this game remains tied after another power play attempt, and now is Rhode Island coming back. It's just them and the goaltender. They backhand it along. No, Sereno able to keep it out, and it remains a 0-0 game. Rhode Island able to intercept that pass back behind the Drexel players. 3 goals they were able to score like that last night, but no Sereno erases that one here to keep it even at 0. Face-off one here by Rhode Island. They send it back behind. They try to send it out right to the goaltender. The Sereno does go off the post. Drexel trying to clear it. It's left in. This one goes off the side of the cage and into the corner. Drexel with control now. Lazine holding. He's looking for an open outlet. And he'll bank it off the boards, floats out towards center. But Rhode Island able to gain control. A 2-on-1 developing, but Drexel able to get back. And that one floats through the blue paint as Cordero had a good opportunity. Sprung backhands it along into Rhode Island zone. And then Rhode Island sends it all the way back down for an icing. They didn't realize that they were going off on a change. Bell making the argument that it went in on a deflection. The referee saying no, and the linesman as well. McGinley into the face-off circle for Drexel. Rhode Island will come up with it though, as it's sent back behind the net, just a little too far ahead of Bell. And then it's eventually floated high and out. Harris trying to keep it in with a glove hand, but it didn't work. This one floated through the blue paint and wide. And Drexel's McGinley comes up with it. Oh, wait, backhands it along. He'll give chase as he has some speed. Able to dance around the player, takes him out of the play as Harris gathers along the back part of the boards. Harris has it. He could have been hooked, but no call there by the referee. As Harris tries to backhand it along, and then he'll take a couple whacks at the player. He's got to watch as he doesn't get a slashing call as this one's floated in. 10:38 to go. Still a scoreless game here at the Class of 1923 Arena. Drexel moving up with the puck now. They're going to go off on a partial change. It's Sambuco with it. Sambuco sends it in. And here's a penalty. There'll be a too many men on the ice call going against the Drexel here. So with 10:23 to go, they will have to kill off another penalty. Face off once and high and wide over the net. Too many men on the ice call forces Rhode Island back onto a power play. This one sent over to the far point. Rhode Island brings it over to the near side. Winding and firing there is Shaw. But it's seen all the way by Nocerino and held. This one's sent back. Looking and holding. There is Shaw. Send it over. Shaw calling for it. Bell's with it. Bell does finally give it back to Shaw, and then Shaw returns the favor before getting it right back. Bell moving out closer to the net now. Castordo able to get a handle on it, and he'll send it down. Bell moving close to the net, but Castordo able to disrupt that one by putting a stick on it and sending it down. Moving up with it now is Rhode Island. Rhode Island just crossed into the Drexel zone. They flip one towards the net, but Urbani right there is able to poke it into the corner. No call. Urbani looking for an interference call. He's not going to get one as this one's poked ahead. Gather firing there as Bell hits off the goaltender's mask high and into the corner. 9:16 to go here. 52 seconds left on this man advantage. It's Castor with it. He has Sprung with him. Castordo stops at the blue line. Sprung was going towards the net. And then it's eventually passed back there to Carver. Carver will send it along. And Genovese trying to poke it along, but it is Shaw who comes up with it. And he'll send one high off the glass and into the netting. This one cleared by Drexel. 30 seconds left on the penalty kill. We have a hand pass. Kowski with it, he sends it over along to the near side. It's Cudd interrupted at the blue line. Drexel still trying to get to that one as it was poked high and then eventually batted out of air, but Cudd able to stay with it. Cudd sends it along to the near side, but his body was turned, unable to get a shot there. This one sent through traffic and underneath the pad of Nocerino with exactly 1 second left on the man advantage. That was sent through traffic, not seen by everyone. Nocerino, though, sold all the way, kept his pad there. Face off one here by Rhode Island as they'll float one towards that. We're back to even strength hockey with 8:19 to go here in the second. It's still a 0-0 game here in Center City, Philadelphia. This one's sent along. Drexel moving up with it, trying to give it to Sambuco, but that one sent just a little too hard by Castor. Jacobs, though, floats one in on the net unintentionally, but that provided an opportunity for Drexel as it was an unexpected play. Face off one there. Sambuco with it. Sambuco sends it back around the boards. Tries to get on the stick of Castor. Castor, he has it now. Looking, waiting for an outlet, but now he has to dance out of danger and backhand to the long. Sambuco sends it towards the net. And Jacobs just missed getting a handle on that one and redirecting it through the 5-hole. Outstanding play by both sides here this afternoon. This one won by Drexel, but it's tied up in some skates, and it's kept in as it was kicked along by Black, but it allows the Drexel, or allows Rhode Island rather, to move back up. The linesman goes down over the 4 boards. He gets back up. Moving it with it was Harris. Harris, the leading goal scorer, collides with the goaltender. And the net goes dislodged. Harris, that leading goal scorer for Drexel, trying to make something happen as he went in, tried to backhand it through the 5-hole, tripped along the way, collided with the goaltender, and forced the net to come off its marks with 7:27 to go. McGinley into the face-off circle for Drexel. Both teams still looking for a goal. This one sent back behind the net. Eventually brought over along to the near boards. It's sent ahead and then kicked away back to Nocerino, who will just deflect it away. Nocerino has a weird angle shot that he just watches all the way and allows this cage to handle it. This one floated towards the net. That's not quite go, and then it's eventually backhanded along the far boards. So floated along out through center, a hard hit back behind the play. Rhode Island still waiting to retouch as they'll fire this one back in. Black sends it out to Harris. Harris crosses the center line. He tries to send it over to Kazitsky, but Kazitsky had blue bodies around him. Harris back with it. Harris trying to ladle it out to the point. It goes towards the net to Kazitsky, and he's able to get a stick on it, but it just bounces up in the air and then eventually nabbed out of midair. 15 shots for Drexel so far in the hockey game, 25 for Rhode Island. Faceoff comes back out to the near point. It's sent over to the far side. This one through traffic that misses everything and goes wide. Centered across. And that comes off again, and another whistle. Rhode Island not happy about it as they had the puck and they were moving up. Genovese trying to get in there, but he's unable to do so. He almost was able to intercept it along the near boards before it was sent up the near side. This one back in. Sent along the near way where Kazitsky is able to disrupt the play. It's on the stick there now, Hoover. As Hoover sends it over to the far side to Carver. Carver will send it up. It's a battle for the puck now as neither team is able to gain control right now, and Nocerino decides that he will cover and force a face-off. Much different type of game here tonight. Drexel physical, they're ready, they're energized. It was in the second period where you started to see them not as energized as what they were, as they were down 3-1, and then they eventually would go down 5-1. As a face-off won here by Rhode Island, as this one's floated towards the net and held by Nocerino. Drexel, though, still nothing hockey game. They are physical. They are disrupting the game plan of that of Rhode Island, and it allows them to continue to be physical and hold their heads high as both teams look for a goal. This one sent in, is blocked aside. That was off the stick of Bell. Eventually kicked along. All the stick there is Sambuco. Sambuco backhanding along right in front of Jacobs, but he just fans on the shot. This one floated towards, that one goes wide. It was Lazine with that shot. Jacobs with a perfect opportunity, but just fans on it there. Castor backhands it along there to Lazine. Lazine bounces it off to the near side. That was probably the best opportunity Drexel's had in this third period. Sambuco takes a hit back behind, but he gets it to Castor. Now Sambuco down on the ice, being held there momentarily. No call. Castor holding, waiting, fires it towards the net, and it is held there with 4:47 to go. A nice shift. A couple slaps of the sticks on the ground and some frustration. Yeah, great opportunities, but great shift as well to continue to put that pressure on. Face-off won there by Sprung, but Black wasn't ready for it as it did come back to him as it floated out through center. Black has it now. Black back behind the net over to the far way. Black just pushing it along with his stick, crosses the blue line, forces it in along the boards. A loose stick out there in the ice that's eventually now picked up. Sprung with it now. Sprung floats it towards the net, and he'll force a face-off in Rhode Island's end. Face-off won here by Rhode Island. They have it. They're taking it back and down the other way. Rhode Island now just having a goaltender. No, Sereno keeps it out. They were a step ahead. Bodies falling back behind the net. But no, Sereno able to erase any damage done. This one casually backhanded along to Harris. Harris has it now. Harris dances into the zone. He's waiting. He's looking. He has it in the corner. Backhand along to the point. Here comes a shot by Hoover as that one deflected wide. Back behind the net it goes again. Forced back out. And the player goes down. There is no tripping call as the referees in the crowd want one. They're not going to get it. It's sent back out. Here comes the shot. Score! Kaczynski sends it from the point and finds that small little hole at the near post that puts his team up by one, the first goal of the game. Put it there. 1-0 here in Center City, Philadelphia. This one backhanded ahead by Bell. Genovese trying to go back for it. Bell's along in the corner. He has another man in his way, the third member of the team, the referee. So that allows Drexel to gather at the far side, but then they lose it to Rhode Island as this one's backhanded into the crowd. Drexel plays it out through center, gives it off to Lazine. Lazine sends it ahead there to Birkin, and Birkin sends it along. Gathered in the corner by Castor. Castor tries to center it out in front. It goes all the way through. Jimmy Jacobs has it. Jacobs gives it off to Castor. Castor floats one in. That's held. Kaczynski putting his team up on top, 1-0, 2:20 to go here in the second period of play. Black sends it across. Urbani backhands it in. Castor gets a handle on it, but then he's disrupted, taken down. No call made by either referee. Now there's going to be a call. They're going to say an interference on Drexel. So what looked to be a cross-checking back the other way did not go Drexel's way. And then all of a sudden we have an interference call now. We're looking to see who this is on. It is on Urbani. So Drexel goes up by 1, and now, well, they'll have to kill a power play. 2 minutes and 3 seconds here. So this will take them hopefully to just a 3-second mark of the period. As this one's floating on the goaltender. He backhands it just behind his net, sets it up for his team to move back up with it. They do so. They have it over at the far side. Putting a stop there is Bell. Bell sending it across there to Shaw. Shaw sending it along to Mullerin. Mullerin gives it back to Shaw, and then eventually back over to Bell as we'll play catch. Shaw sends one through traffic, seen all the way and held. 1:36 to go, 1:33 on the man advantage. Rhode Island with it, they're looking. Shaw with it now. He hands it off, moving towards that, and score. Mullerin with it. It was Shaw to Mullerin. Mullerin steps up, and it's a power play goal for Rhode Island. So, we were tied all the way through the first. Most of the second. Drexel with a 1-0 lead for about 1 minute and 30 seconds, and we'll tie it again. Drexel moving up with it. It's Harris now. Harris tries to send it along to Kazitsky. Kazitsky has to go playing in the corner. Kazitsky with it, but has some trouble. Gives it back behind the net to Harris. Harris has the wraparound shot. It just barely went as it hit off the post. Down to the final minute to play here in the second period. 1-1 hockey game. Both teams getting a goal here in the later part of the second period. This one brought back out through center ice. It's eventually kicked ahead there by Bell. Bell trying to send it across, and then it's backhanded along and down, and falling there on a trip was Kazitsky, and there is no call. Both referees keeping their hands down as Kazitsky was tripped as he tried to re-enter the zone. That allows Rhode Island to come back the other way, and it was Lockwood who sent one wide. This one sent across there. Moving up there with his Birkin. Birkin taken out of play. Another no call. That one could have been interference. Another hard hit back behind. Drexel certainly is starting to get the physical game coming, but they have to play smart about it. 3 seconds to go here in the period, and we will end it with a tie game at 1. So both teams getting physical here in the later part of the period as they both were able to get themselves a goal. We head into the third period of action. All tied up. There's a lot of discussion in between periods between the referees and the Drexel head coach about the missed calls there at the end of the period. Why we can't really hear what they were saying. We can assume by the body language that at least the call on Birkin, where he appeared to be interfered with as he was going across the blue line, it appeared from our vantage point that the referee was explaining that he may have embellished just a little and that more of the puck was played than the body. So it'll be interesting to see how Drexel responds here as they get ready to come back out to start the third period of play, all time at 1. Just about ready to get the third period action underway. 32 shots for Rhode Island. Forgot who they were playing for a second. I apologize. And 21 for Drexel. 1-1 hockey game, and here we go. This one backhanded along, one by Drexel. It's brought along to the near side. It is Carver with it. Carver sends it up, and then eventually Castor is able to backhand it in further. Catch it at the far side there by Jimmy Jacobs. It's down to stick of McGinley. This one brought around to the near side and then skips over Carver as it's sent back down and forces Nocerino out of his net. Hoover with it now. Hoover has it along the near far way and eventually is able to clear it on a second attempt. It appeared that it hit something along the Rhode Island bench, but the linesman says no. Drexel coming out strong here to begin this final period. So backhanded along. Moving up with it there now is Tetro. Tetro sends it all the way across, trying to get on a stick of McKinnon, but it goes all the way through. And it allows McKinnon to try to play it further, and eventually gives it onto the stick of the men in yellow and white as we have Castor moving up with it. Castor sends it in deep. He gives chase as his team went off on a change. Gives it out to Sambuco. Sambuco takes a shot that just hit off the side of the cage as he was going down, as he was getting his shot off. As puck sent the length of the ice down. Nocerino coming out. It went in the length on the deflection. It's wrapped around to the far side. Back with it now is Rhode Island. It is poked away from them in the corner by Urbani, and then this one eventually sent down the full length of the ice, and the icing will be called. So at 18-19 to go here in the final period of play. If nobody scores, we'll need some overtime play. And unlike it is now where it's sudden death, it wasn't always that way. And in 1934, Ken Doherty for the Toronto Maple Leafs scored a hat trick in the game, in overtime rather, as he was able to score one, give his team a 5-4 lead, and then scored two more before overtime was completed. And he goes down in the record books as the only player to score a hat trick, as a rule was changed to sudden death just a year later. Battle for the puck back behind the net now. This one sent around to the far boards. And that's eventually shut the head by Sambuco. And do so on a hand pass, as they say. Seven players out there for Drexel. Thankfully, they noticed they already took too many men on the ice penalty. This one won by Rhode Island. It's floated towards the net and wide. Urbani playing the puck along the near boards. He's taken it out of the play and then backhands it behind the cage. It's onto the stick there of Sambuco. Sambuco ladles it along to Harris. And then Harris moves up further. So he'll try to get the long pass, but it floats into the goaltender with 17:20 to go. Taking the face-off for Drexel is Bell, and sent back out. Far point, glove loose on the ice, so floated towards that, but it's blocked this side. It is Lazine with it. Lazine sends it in deep. It's given off now to Genovese. Genovese gives it back off to Lazine. Lazine brings it back on the near side to Birkin. Birkin floats one in, trying to get the redirection from Bell, but it goes wide of him. Puck into the corner now, controlled by Rhode Island, but then eventually given out to Drexel. They float one in that hits off the goaltender high in the air and then down. The puck is kept in there momentarily before it's eventually cleared out through center. And back behind the net now along the near boards, floated towards the net, but it deflected wide and back behind again. Goes back out to the point. Drexel stepping up, forcing the play, and then this one will be sent the length of the ice, but on a deflection. Drexel went off on the chain, so they got fresh legs out there on the ice. Some backhanded along, going back together is Hoover. Hoover looking, knocks this one off the boards, and it goes down on an icing. Hoover moving to the puck now. It's gathered along, sent out through center and across. Trying to get it on the stick there. Barrett was Eisler. Eisler giving chase to it now. Eisler has some gets out of danger, and he forces a play that allows Barrett to push it back in further into Rhode Island's end before Rhode Island is able to gather and send it back out. This one floated towards the net. It's shot to side with 15:29 to go. Backhanded away, and eventually gathered by Sprung. Sprung sends it across to Black. Black tries to get it to Eisler, but his pass is just a little too hard as it was gathered there by Rhode Island and then kept in by Urbani at the near point. This puck goes the length of the ice, and icing called here with 14:58 to go. The scoreless first period of play, the team able to confuse the goaltenders, and then in the second, Kazitsky with a wonderful shot. There was not much space between the goaltender and the post, but he found it. And it made its way in, but then unfortunately just a minute and a half later, Rhode Island was able to come back and tie it back up. Moving ahead with the puck now is Rhode Island. They floated in. Giving chase there is Black. He has Pichelle on his back, but Drexel able to come up with the opportunity here. Here's Castor. Castor moving in. He's strong. Sends an angle shot, trying to get Black or Jimmy Jacobs out in front. Well, it was just away from him. This was sent over to Urbani. Urbani intentionally sends one wide, trying to get it off to Jimmy Jacobs on the far side, but it was just a little too far away from him as it bounced off the boards. The 3-on-2 developing. Here's the shot and score. That one off of McKinnon. A 3-on-2 into that angle shot that bounced off the boards and onto the Rhode Island stick, and they'll take a 2-1 lead with 14:17 to go. Drexel's still very much in this game, and they've been doing outstanding at eliminating the odd man rushes here. That was the third one tonight for Rhode Island, and that was the only one that they were able to score on. Not like last night where they capitalized on all three. Moving up with it now is Drexel. Sambuco giving chase back behind the net. Sambuco has it. He's looking. Backhands it all the way through, trying to get it to Harris. Sambuco floats one towards the net, but it's blocked aside by the defender. And then eventually kept in there by Birkin. And this was a score! Birkin did an outstanding job at keeping it in at the blue line. He spun it around, getting it off to Harris, and the leading goal scorer answers. It's back to a two-eyed hockey game here at 2. All tied up again. The lead did not last long for Rhode Island, and Drexel looking to continue with the pressure. This one floated out through center. Carver has it. Carver just sends it in deep. As Genovese will give chase. It almost was kept in at the 4-point there, and then eventually sent back in, but then right back out. Drexel needs to get back as there was a 3-on-2 developing. Genovese able to stop that one from going in deep, and then falling down on the ice there and going awkwardly into the boards was Bell, but he gets up and he appears to be okay. Hoover hits this one off the glass. It's gathering and it's pushed back up now. Backhanded along the way there is Mudrick, and then it's gathered and then brought back out now by Drowan. Drowan, he's fast, he has it along the boards, a pause. And he's eventually roughed up there in the corner. It's sent back behind the net there by McGinley. Moving ahead with the puck now is Drexel. Drexel loses it out through center, and then it's Hoover that gathers. Hoover sends it all the way out, calling for the puck. There was Carver. He did so, tapped it in, and went off on the change. 3-on-2 developing here. Drexel needs to get back. They fire this one across Rhode Island, but nothing happens. Here's Castor now. Castor moving up. He's looking. Centers on the cross. Jimmy Jacobs was there, but he could not get a stick on the puck. It is Castor with it again. Castor looking. He's losing his footing. It's sent over to the far side. They try to send it out to McKinley, but it's blocked aside. McKinley goes along the boards. He'll take it from Castor, but then he'll give it up to the men in blue. This one just ladled to him as Shaw will go off on the change. Jimmy Jacobs, if he had a stick on that puck, would have had himself a goal as that net was wide open. Gathering now here is Jacobs. Jacobs looking. He's waiting. He backhands it along, but it's forced back behind the net and over to the far boards. Going out to the far point. This one sent in. It was redirected off of Castor and somehow found its way into the glove and not the back of the net. Harrison in the face-off circle for Drexel. He wins it. It's sent back. It floated towards the net and wide. Harris roughs him up against the near boards. And so eventually they'll back out as Foreign's able to get a hold of it. Sends it around to the far side, but they're taken out of play. Here's Rhode Island. This one floated towards the net, but hits off the back of his skate. Eventually sent back in deep, and then coming out of his net, there's No Sereno. No Sereno gives it off to Birkin. Birkin sends it back around now to the other side. 10:45 to go. All tied at 2 here in the final period of play. Tapping it in there is Kaczynski. Kaczynski giving chase to the other side. He has speed on him. Oh, Gather in the corner. Send it out there to the far point. It's Gather floated through the net and wide intentionally. It's going out to the near side of Birkin. Birkin looking, sends it across. Just a little too far ahead of his teammate, and that allows Rhode Island to gather. Sambuco sends it across, mishandling it there is Lazine, as Lazine will have to pedal back and then gives it right back to Sambuco, who will pitchfork it out through center. Genovese there. He's able to disrupt the play and eventually clear. It's on the stick of Sambuco now. Sambuco gets to the Genovese. He tried to kick it along to his stick, but it just skips over. Moving back up with it now is Mullen. Mullen drops it all, trying to backhand it further there. Set throw, and that allows Drexel to move up with it. 2-2 game right now. Genovese feigning on a pass there, and then eventually it's gathered and then sent in further, but we see Carver get right back to the men in blue. Moving back up with it now. 3-on-2 developing. Drexel has to get back. They do. And this one ladled out in front and then eventually sent back out through center and down. The puck's along the near boards. It is gathered there by Drowan. Drowan looking. He sends it all the way across the down, but in on the goaltender, so that'll cancel out any icing. And no Serino will hold and force a face-off with 9:13 to go. So at 9:13, we're tied at 2. 25 shots for Drexel, 33 for Rhode Island University. It was Rhode Island that scored, and then Drexel scoring just about a minute later. Cordero wins the face-off for his team. It's on the stick now. Lukowski is sent in, popped up in the air, back behind the net it goes, where both teams are going to battle for it. Down to the final 9 minutes here in this hockey game. It is Jimmy Jacobs now. Jacobs sends it off. It's onto the stick of McGinley. McGinley tries to drop it off to Castor, but he's forced into the corner. McGinley tries to backhand it along. It's Castor's stick, and that allows Rhode Island to move up with it. Again, they have a 3-on-2 developing. They've been doing a great job by sending numbers back the other way. It is Jacobs with it. Jacobs shots on the Castor, shoots, and just goes wide. Urbani brings it back down. He'll gather. He's getting direction from No Serino to go up on the left. He's interrupted there. Here comes a shot that's blocked by Urbani. And then McGinley will gather. McGinley sends it off. Gives it to Castor out. Castor trying to poke it ahead, but it's gloved out of the air there by Shaw. Shaw will gather. He'll send it ahead, but then Urbani's there, and she's able to send it in as he'll go off on a change. What an enjoyable third period of play. It's been a great game thus far. Somehow, Rhode Island got that one in the zone, but Drexel was able to gather. Rhode Island elects to go off on a change. This one poked ahead. Drexel moving up with it. It's on the stick of Harris. Harris with the last goal. Harris looking, waiting, centers, and score! A patient Harris goes towards the net and then drops it right out in front to Sambuco. And with 7:34 left here in this hockey game, Drexel takes their first lead, or their second lead rather. It's 3-2. What a play. Harris the top goal scorer, but he does a great job at recognizing when he has other players that are open that can assist him, and he gathers the assist on that one. Moving in with it now is Kaczynski. Kaczynski centers one out in front, but that one just skips a little too far away. Here comes his shot, and that one is seen all the way. Harris falling down on the play. He's going to get up a little slow and make his way to the bench. 3-2 with 7:22 to go, and Drexel will love to end this game with a win that'll take them into mid-January with a win under their belt after losing their last 4. Bell with it. Bell floats one in. It hits off of the glove and then eventually off of Hoover and sent over, and the net is off. This will get her back out at the point. Send over to the near side. It's Judge with it. Judge sends one in. It hits off the post. And we're back to a tied game at 3. What a game here tonight. Back and forth competition. That one hits off the post from Judge. Finds its way into the net. And we're all tied up. It's been a story of the night. Tied hockey game. Drexel with the puck now. They give it off to Castor. Castor chips it in, but out of play. Face off back out through center ice. One here by Drexel. Castor sends it across. It is Black with it. Black looking, bounces it off the boards. It's out through center. Moving up with it further there is Drexel. Drexel does the chip and chase. It's McGinley back with it. McGinley falling down back behind the net, but he gets right back up. He centers it out. Tries to get it on the stick of Castor, but he can't do it. As it allows Rhode Island to come back the other way, and taking a hard hit there is Canario. Rhode Island not liking it, as we see extra pushing and shoving by Cud before Shaw comes in and rips him away. It was a clean hit. It was a nice open ice hit that allowed them to continue. The play was blown dead though, because the puck did go in on offside, but we saw the hit come just as the whistle. Face off one here by Rhode Island. They send this one in on the goaltender. Nocerino drops it off to Urbani. Urbani sends it over to the far side. This one ladled ahead, and then it's touched high with possibly a high stick, and they're just waiting for somebody to touch the puck, and they'll take the whistle. Will Drexel. Smart play there to force an offensive zone face-off. Sambuca with the face-off. Harris sends on towards the net, but it's blocked aside. Harris then taken down. No call by either referee. It is Bell moved back with it. Bell drops off. He goes towards the net, but the pass to him goes wide. Drexel moved back the other way. They got 3-on-2 developing if they hurry. It's Harris with it. Harris looking. Tries to send one in, but it's kicked aside out just in front of the blue paint. 5:52 to go. Tied hockey game once more. Here's Bell with it. Bell has it poked away from him, and then he'll send it towards the blue paint. It goes all the way through. He's trying to get it on the stick of Engelson. Engelson with it over the far side. It's dropped off now to Bell. Bell sends one in that dies out in front, and then eventually it's backhanded wide. Over at the far side, there's Lazine. Lazine looking with 5:30 to go. He'll bounce it off the boards over the far way and then try to poke it ahead further with Kaczynski, but it gets tied up just in front of Rhode Island bench. And then this one eventually will pop up and out of play to force another face-off. Loose stick back behind the play. That's now gathered and taken off the ice. 5:21 to go here in the final period, and we're all tied at 3. Face-off. One here by Rhode Island, but they'll have to backtrack and gather. As Lukowski had it, Lukowski sends it up. This one now sent in to the right of the goaltender. Centered it out, but poked there. Lukowski, though, gathers it back down. This one sent through traffic is just wide as that one almost went in. Backhanded along now. Drexel bounces it off the glaze. It's poked back ahead further, though, as Drexel needs to kick this one out, and they're able to do so. Falling down to the ice there was Hoover, as he was tied up along the play. 4:44 to go here at a tied hockey game at Center City, Philadelphia at 3. This game until mid-January, as both teams will take a break due to the holiday schedule. This one floats out through center ice. It is gathered there. Mullerin with it. Mullerin loses it at the blue line, and now it's gathered by Mudrick. Mudrick backhands it back behind the net. He tries to get it on the stick of Carver. Carver sends it over to the far side. It's eventually set off further to Castor. Castor Try to one-hand it along, but Shaw is there to rush off the play. Drexel has it though. Here's Jimmy Jacobs. Jacobs trying to drop it off to Castor, but Castor was not ready for it, and that forces the puck into the corner where McGinley has to try to gather. It's poked away. Urbani with it. Urbani tries to send it up the boards further, but it's blocked aside and then eventually ladled out through center and down. Black over now. Black tries to get up to McGinley. Eventually does. It's backhanded along. It's kept in, and then it's gathered once more. It is Black with it. Black floating in. He backhands one along. Falls into the goaltender. No call as they were looking for something as a trip, but it did not appear that the play was that disrupted as Black did not have steady feet going into the zone. This one backhanded out the other way. This one sent in wide. Sent right back out. Gathering, holding, and firing. There is Drowan. 3:22 to go. No call there. This one kicked along. Drexel trying to get it out of the zone. They're able to do so. It is moved over to the far side and gone off side. McGinley takes a late hit there. He don't like it. He'll go back and I'll say something. He takes that hit off of, looks like Sabell. Out Scuderio, and they'll send both him and McGinley to the box for a coincidental minor. So it becomes 4-on-4 hockey for the next 2 minutes. There's 3 minutes and 8 seconds left in this game. Drexel had a 4-on-4 goal last night, their only goal. So that may be a perfect opportunity for them to go up once more. This one sent over the near side. Moving up there with it is Drexel. It's dropped along and then hit off the mist there as that one came off of Sambuco. Moving up with it now is Rhode Island. They go down. There is no call as it was a clean play. There's Kaczynski with it. Kaczynski moving up there. Yes, Sambuco with it. Kaczynski tries to center out to Sambuco, but the men in blue were there. Sambuco trying to backhand it along to Hoover. Hoover able to gather. Hoover looking, waiting, drops it off to Kaczynski. Kaczynski has Sambuco in front of the net for a redirection. He'll spin back out of the way, gives it off to Hoover. Hoover sends one in that's seen all the way and held. 1:10 left on the man advantage, 2:18 in this third period to play. 3-3 hockey game. Face-off one there by Drexel. Harrison sends one in. It's blocked aside as it hits something out in front. Moving up with it there now is McKinnon. McKinnon drops it off. It is played in the corner there by Mullerin. Mullerin sends one along the boards. He'll give chase, but Castor will get there first and is able to clear. 1:59 to go here in the period. 48 seconds left on the man advantage. So brought back out through center ice. Moving it with it there now is McKinnon. McKinnon trying to dance around the player, but he's unable to do so. But going down on the ice there was Black. He's back up, and here's it's tipped and no goal! What a play by Nocerino to get across. They forgot about McKinnon out in front of the net. A pass came across, and Nocerino slid from post to post to keep that one out, and it remains 3-3 with 1:35 to go. Face off, one here by Drexel. There you have it, 20 seconds left on the 4-on-4. It is Birkin with it. Birkin moving in, he's looking, he's waiting, he backhands it along. And they attempt to get it back to him, but it's scattered off the boards. It was sitting right behind Sambuco, but he wasn't ready, as we'll have an offside call here. 4 seconds left on 4:04, 1:11 here in the third period. Osherino has kept this game tied after that last open net attempt there. Back to 5-on-5 for the last 1 minute and 5 seconds. Tied at 3. Moving up with it now is Drexel, and it's poked into the bench with exactly 1 minute left to play. Baseball will be out through center ice. It is one there by Drexel. They would love to score here and end it without any overtime. Taken back, 51 seconds to go. Moving up there with it is Rhode Island, and then they send it in back behind the net. Black trying to get there. It is Bell there with them as well. This one poked back behind, and Hoover's able to grab it. 38 seconds to go. Hoover trying to one-hand it along the boards. He's able to clear it out through center, but then he's stopped at the blue line. 29 seconds now. Moving up with it there is Joan. Joan sends it along. This one not played with a high stick, says the linesman. Backhanded all the way through the goal crease and sent across. It is Rhode Island with it still. The net is on the marks. This one sent in high and wide. They're trying to play on with 9 seconds as the net is now dislodged. It is Rhode Island with the puck. It is poked along down to the final 4, and we will need an overtime period to finish up this game. Tied at 3. We're going to overtime tonight. It was D2 that went last night. It will be the D1 team tonight. We'll have sudden death overtime when we come back.
The 4 Points by Sheraton, Winnipeg South. Conveniently located on South Pembina Highway near the Trans-Canada Bypass and 1 hour from the U.S. border crossing. Offering a saltwater pool, hot tub, 24-hour fitness center, restaurant, and lounge.
We're headed in overtime. 5-minute overtime period. 3-3s our score. Nobody scored in the first. Both teams scoring in the second, and then again both here in the third. It was Drexel who went up in the second period and lost the lead about 2 minutes later, and then it was Drexel who went up here in the third and then lost the lead about a minute after that. So back and forth hockey has made this game from what was already an interesting one to a great one, and it will be Harris, Kazitsky, and Birkin. Yeah. They're on the ice for Drexel to begin. They'll switch sides here as the referees tell them to swap up. Oh. We can't be like Ken Doherty, who had a hat trick in overtime, but we can be the savior of the game. And Drexel's hoping it is one of their players. Here's one here by over the far side. Gathering up with it, there is Bell. Bell passes it along and drops back off to Bell. Bell looking and drops it off again. It's brought back out now to McKinnon. McKinnon drops it off there to Mullerin. Mullerin looking, waiting, tries to get it off to McKinnon, but is intercepted there by Birkin. And then Perkins having some trouble trying to clear the zone. He's eventually able to, but then it's poked away from him, and now a 2-on-1 developing. It is Bell with it. Bell tries to send it across, but Birkin goes down, and here comes Harris. It's just Harris and the goaltender for Harris. He moves in, he backhands it, off the goaltender and off the glass, as he just did not have enough room as the defender is able to get back and take off his weird angle shot. 3:59 to go here in overtime. Both teams having significant opportunities. This one just passed back. Black will casually go back and get it as Harris will go off on the change. It's McGinley on now. McGinley takes the pass. So it's back behind him, so we'll have to regather and group and gives it off to Black. Black looking, waiting, drops it off to McGinley again. McGinley moves in. He's looking, he's dancing around trying to send it towards the ice, but unable to do so as Rhode Island's moving back out with it the other way. It's Tetro with it. Tetro fires one in his glove and not held as it dropped off to McGinley. It looked like the Serena was going to cover. Moving up now with it is Drexel. Drexel bringing it back now. It's Jimmy Jacobs with the puck. Jacobs not anticipating him to be there. Both players go down. And no damage is done as we see McGinley able to come back and erase any mistake. He'll backhand it along. Hoover moving up with it. 3 minutes to go. Hoover out the other side. Hoover has open ice ahead of him. He's moving up. He has Costura with him. Hoover takes it back behind the net, tries a wraparound shot, but loses his footing along the way. That allows Rhode Island to move up. Rhode Island comes back the other way. They send one in at an attempt to go through the 5-hole. Did Shaw, but it is held. Oh my, and interesting here in overtime. Both teams having considerable opportunities. Both teams getting odd man rushes with this 3-on-3, but neither able to capitalize. It was D2 last night that went to shootouts. Drexel does not want to do that here. They're looking to end it. This one float ahead. If Stuart Harris, he can get there. He'll play it in the corner and then tries to backhand it along, but getting in his way is Bell. Bell has it in the corner now with 2:29 to go. Bell's looking, he's holding. It's dropped off there to Mullerin as they're going to give themselves some time to set up. Mullerin sends it across to Bell, 2:15 to go here. Bell moving up with it, sent it to the far side. It's almost poked away there. This one floated towards the net. It's wide there as Bell gathers. Bell looking, tries to fire it across. He's able to do so, but a little too hard as they could not develop a play. Moving up with it there. It's just having a goaltender. Glove save. That one by Nocerino. As McKinnon fired up on towards the net, and Nocerino snatched it right out of the air, and it remains a 3-3 sudden death overtime. Face off one here by Rhode Island. It is Nicoletti with it. He's moving towards the net. It's around the front. This one pops up in the air and down. Moving up with it now fast is Black. Black moving in. It's just him and the goaltender at this point. His shot comes off wide. They were looking for a trip as he went to shoot, and the referees say no and play on. Tetro with it. I probably agree. Some on both sides as you want the call, but did he have enough to actually find its way in on net? This one sent it along down to the near side. 1:09 left in this overtime period. It's gathered along. They're waiting. It's dropped off again. Moving up with it now there is Rhode Island, and a weak backhander by Shaw allows for another face-off. 57 seconds here left in overtime. 3-3 game. McGinley and McKinnon into the face-off circle. It's won by Rhode Island. Rhode Island trying to dance out of the way of Jimmy Jacobs as he's giving him some trouble. It's given off to Bell. Bell looking. Was trying to get a clear lane to shoot, but he was unable to do so. Brings along now to the near side. Back behind the net it goes. Going back out to the other side. The referee getting in the way there. Thankfully for Drexel as this was poked back into the corner. McKinnon is there. McKinnon has it. He's trying to figure out what to do with it. He'll just backhand it along. As Drexel's going to set up with 28 seconds to go. This one's sent up now to the near side. Moving up with it there is Birkin. Birkin looking. He's waiting. He floats one towards the net. Wide to Jimmy Jacobs. 18 seconds to go. Jacobs goes back to Birkin. It's just Birkin. He shoots and it's blocked aside. 12 seconds now. Jacobs when it takes his shot that hits off the goaltender, goes over to the boards. And now moving up, here comes this shot that's seen all the way by the goaltender, and he threw the puck down, but not in time, says the referee, with a blown whistle and 2 seconds. But now they're going to confer. Did they throw it down in time? Timeout called here by Drexel. 2.8 seconds left in this overtime period. They're looking to come up with some kind of plan that will allow them to win the faceoff, get a quick shot off, and have the savior of the game. .8 seconds, the face-off. Here, Castor into the face-off circle. Castor wins the face-off. Here's the shot and just wide. And for the second consecutive night, this Drexel hockey program is going to go into shootouts. It was their D2 team last night, and tonight it is going to be D1. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have shootouts.
The 4 Points by Sheraton, Winnipeg South. Conveniently located on South Pembina Highway near the Trans-Canada Bypass and 1 hour from the U.S. border crossing. Offering a saltwater pool, hot tub, 24-hour fitness center, restaurant, and lounge.
It'll be cut with the first shoot-off shot for Rhode Island University. Drexel has one shootout loss so far this season. Looking to even it at 1. Here's Mudrick now. Mudrick going to take the first attempt for Drexel. And here we go. Mudrick moving up with it. He has it. He's looking. He's waiting. He fires. Trying to go through the 5-hole, but it doesn't go. Here's Cud with it now. Cud moving up. He comes out wide over the right side. He has no surrender. He fires, tries to backhand it along. as he did a fake attempt, and nice save there by Nocerino. Castor out there now, the assistant captain. He's moving up. He gathers the puck. Sends it out on the far side. He's waiting, holding, fire, score! To the 5-hole he goes, and he gives this team the lead. Mullerin coming up now. Mullerin moving up with it. He has it at the far way. He's looking. He's waiting. He fires one that's kept down by Nocerino. Here comes Harris. Harris, well, he wants to end it. He's ready. Here goes Harris moving up with it now. Harris has it. He's looking. He's waiting. Does a couple dekes and fires a backhander that doesn't go. Rhode Island has to score here. Moving up with it there now. It is going to be Shaw. Shaw moving in. He backhanded. It does not go. Drexel University takes the game. They snap a 4-game losing streak. And they celebrate out on the ice. And now we have fight brewing. That all started after Shaw gave them a nice bump as they were coming out. And Kaczynski did not like it. Cross-checked Shaw on the back of the head. And now that led to their benches clear. Great win for Drexel here this afternoon. They win a final of 4-3 in shootouts. They make it interesting with a little extra after the shootout as well. And they will take a win as they prepare for a break into the new year. We thank you for joining us here tonight, and we wish everybody a happy holidays, and we will be back